Welcome to Recap King. In this video, we will explain Dragon. This movie tells the story of a papermaker who lives an ordinary life with his small family. When he gets involved with a murder case concerning two criminals, his identity and past begin to be revealed. Who is the real papermaker? Is he a great fighter or just an ordinary man? Let's find out in Dragon. Dragon begins by showing the scene in the year 1917 China, where a man named Liu Jingxi lives in the village of Yunnan with his wife, Yu, and two sons, Fengzheng and Xiaoshen. Every day, Liu works as a papermaker to provide for his family's needs. One day, while he was at the grocery store, two men came and threatened the shop owner to hand over all the money. Because the shop owner refused, the robbers then abused the shop owner and his wife. Liu, who was frightened, then hid to avoid the robbers' attacks. However, his feelings flared when he saw the robbers molesting the shop owner and his wife. Finally, he dared to push one of the robbers to the ground. Liu faced the robbers without showing any significant resistance and simply continued to dodge. Even so, the robbers seemed to have been fatally attacked and eventually died. The incident immediately caused a stir among the residents because they did not expect Liu to defeat the robbers alone. Everyone then thought he was just lucky. However, this is not the case with Detective Zhu Beiju, who investigates the case. During an autopsy, Beiju discovers that one of the bandits who died was Yan Dingsheng, a criminal who is on the government's top 10 wanted list. The local magistrate seemed pleased to hear that, and the villagers considered Liu a hero. But Beiju remained suspicious because he couldn't believe Liu could accidentally defeat such formidable bandits. Beiju noted signs of a brain hemorrhage from the nerve injury on Yan Dingsheng's corpse. He concluded that Liu was actually a highly skilled martial artist who hid his talent from this and other evidence. Beiju began an investigation by gathering information about Liu from the villagers. On the other hand, Beiju had to fight the pain he suffered from poison with acupuncture needles inserted at certain points to control the effects of the poison in his body. To confirm his hypothesis, Beiju then asked Liu's permission to follow his daily activities. Beiju then began to find evidence that Liu was not an ordinary person, such as how he breathed more efficiently and his technique of lightening his body to not fall into the river. However, when he realized that Beiju was watching him, Liu pretended to fall into the river and was immediately helped by the residents. Liu later revealed that he had killed someone 10 years ago at his father's abattoir, which he was forced to do on orders from his father. As a result of the murder he committed, he languished in prison for many years. After being released from prison, he was determined to change for a better life. However, Beiju still thinks that someone can't change as drastically as Liu. Moreover, he could tell that Liu had quite a large amount of ki energy, which only high-level martial arts practitioners possessed. Beiju then enlists the help of one of his friends, a police officer, to investigate a murder case at a slaughterhouse 10 years ago. His friend told him that he should remember the case because they had investigated it together, where the entire family of the abattoir owner had been massacred by a group of ruthless killers. After further investigation, Beiju discovered Liu's real identity. His name is Tang Long, second in command of the 72 demons, ruthless and bloodthirsty assassins. After finding out that Liu is Tang Long, a fugitive from the police, Beiju immediately returns to the police station and goes to the judges to obtain an arrest warrant for Tang Long. However, almost all judges delayed issuing arrest warrants, citing a lack of evidence, and one judge openly demanded bribes from Beiju to issue an arrest warrant. While waiting for the judge's arrest warrant, Beiju decided to continue to monitor Liu in his village. A judge who had asked Beiju a bribe earlier then informed the master of the 72 demons about Tang Long's whereabouts and hoped to receive a reward. Offended by the judge insulting Tang Long, the master then reveals that Tang Long is his son, and the judge is killed. The master then sends his henchmen to Yunnan village to capture Tang Long and destroy the village. Meanwhile, while Beiju is on his way to Yunnan village, two of the master's henchmen manage to reach the village and ask Liu to reveal his true identity. However, because Liu does not reveal his true identity, one of the master's henchmen, the madam, kills a villager to force him to reveal who he really is. When the madam was about to kill the second citizen, Liu stopped her and finally revealed his true identity as a formidable warrior and fought his father's two henchmen. The entire village was very surprised to see Liu, who had been known to be innocent, turned into a great warrior who could kill one of the reliable fighters of the 72 demons. Liu couldn't help but be speechless at seeing her husband's drastic change. After killing one of the 72 demons' henchmen, Liu then led the madam to fight elsewhere. The madam chased Liu and fought him in the buffalo pen. They were involved in a fierce duel in which in the end, Liu was able to bring down the madam, until the woman was trampled and almost fell into the river. When Liu tries to save her, the madam tells him that he is still Tang Long and falls to her death. After that, Liu returned to his home guilt-ridden for hiding his identity from his family and the villagers. Liu then revealed an incident that became a turning point in his life, where when he was slaughtering a family at the abattoir, he saw a seriously injured child, staring at him in tears. His conscience was stirred, and since then, he decided to end his life as a ruthless killer and start a new life as a better person. Not long after, Beiju came with a policeman and told Liu about the attack of the 72 demons who intended to destroy Yunnan village and arrest Liu. In the end, all of the villagers, including Liu's wife and children, had to be evacuated somewhere for their safety. Meanwhile, Beiju, who is now starting to sympathize with Liu and thinks he really has changed, decides to stay in the village. Using his knowledge of physiology and acupuncture, Beiju then devised a plan to fake Liu's death. However, the plan failed as they only had 15 minutes to make Liu appear dead, and Beiju had to revive him immediately. Failing to predict the arrival time of the master's minions, Beiju was forced to revive Liu in front of the gathered members of the 72 demons. However, unexpectedly, Liu recklessly cut off his left arm and announced that he had cut all relations with them. The 72 demons accepted Liu's statement and thought the man was dead and no longer a part of them. But the problem does not end there. One of the 72 demons members told Liu that he had to meet directly with the master, who was waiting for him at his house. When they got home, it turned out that the master had taken Liu's family hostage. The master then told Liu that he would allow him to leave the 72 demons after killing Xiaoshan, his son. Hearing this, Liu then became angry and attacked the master even with only one hand. The two also engaged in a fierce battle, in which Liu attacked the master with a sword, but neither of his attacks hit the master. The master, who has enormous ki energy, uses Qigong to protect himself from sharp weapons. On the other hand, Beiju, who watched their fight, then infiltrated Liu's house through the hole to assist him. Beiju stuck acupuncture needles into the master's heels from under the floor to sever some of the nerves that would weaken his defenses. But the master realized this and immediately attacked Beiju. Despite getting a fatal blow to the chest, Beiju still managed to throw acupuncture needles into the master's neck, which cut off several other nerves. Hence, his defenses continued to weaken. The fierce duel between Liu and the master continued outside the house, where it was raining heavily and thunder blaring. As Liu fell helplessly and the master was about to deliver a mortal blow, Beiju then stabbed the last needle into the master's neck, where it acted as a lightning rod, and the master was killed by a bolt of lightning that scorched his body. Beiju announced that the case was closed on the eve of his death, and the man breathed his last. After that, Liu's family returned home, and Liu returned to living a normal life with his wife and children.